Hello everyone, Alex Kazai here from The Bucket List Life, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how to quickly subscribe, rate, and review the Bucket List Life podcast with Kenyon Salo on both iTunes and Stitcher. So if you already have iTunes, just go search for our podcast and skip these first couple of steps. If you don't have iTunes, I want you to follow along with me. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to hover over podcast here at thebucketlistlife.com, and we're going to click subscribe. This is going to take you to the instructions page. So here we have step-by-step instructions, as you can see, but I want you to just start here with step 1 if you don't have iTunes already. So click here, and you'll notice it's going to take you to the apple.com iTunes page where you can download the latest version. Again, if you don't have the latest version, this tutorial might look a little bit different, so I'd recommend just downloading the latest version. Then we're going to go over here to step 2. So when we click here, this is going to take you to our actual iTunes URL where our podcast is hosted. Now what I want you to do is click view in iTunes, because in order to subscribe, rate, and review, you have to be in the software, and right now we're just in the browser. So go ahead and click view in iTunes. Assuming you've done step 1 and you've downloaded the software, it should load up our podcast page immediately. And there it is, just had to wait a couple seconds. So you'll notice I'm not signed in up here. Now if you just downloaded the software, I think it's going to force you to create an Apple ID. However, you may not be signed in, I don't know. So I'm just going to walk you through this. So if you're not signed in, you got to do this first. So double check up here. And if you haven't already created an Apple ID when you downloaded the software, please go ahead and do that. It's just a few short steps to create your account information. I already have an ID, so I'm going to pause while I log in. I'll be right back in 1 second. Awesome. So as you can tell, I'm back and I'm now logged in under my account up here, so we're good to go. So first thing you want to do is click subscribe. And when you click that, it's going to download the latest episode up here. I've already downloaded all the episodes, so it's not going to show that it's downloading anything because I've already got them all on my computer. For you, it'll start downloading the latest. Right now we're on episode 12. So depending on what episode you're on, I guess, when you're watching this video, it'll download the latest one. It's not going to show subscribed after you've clicked it, and sometimes that's a little bit confusing. It should say that, but when you just click subscribe, just click it once, and if you see it start downloading, you're good to go, even though it still gives you the option to click subscribe here. Not sure why that's the case, just kind of weird. Next step is you want to go to ratings and reviews. We're going to click that, and then we're going to click write a review right here. So now I already have a review ready to go that I've typed out. So let me just type in my nickname, and you can just, come up with something fun if you want. You don't have to use your real name if you don't want to. More than welcome to use a nickname or your real name. Totally up to you. Then click 5 stars, assuming you love our podcast, that is, and you're doing 5 stars, but you wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't love it. So then we're going to highlight my review here and copy it, simply because I don't want to waste your time typing that out. So we're good to go, double check all the information, and then click submit. So when you've submitted it, again, there's no, info that's like, congratulations, you've submitted your review. So you're kind of wondering, did it work or did it not? It takes about 24 hours for it to show up. And if you click over here in the most recent reviews, it'll eventually show up over here. Now you'll notice you can actually click write a review again and go edit the information or copy this out of here into Stitcher, which is what I'm going to show you next. So I've already submitted it, so this button is darkened out. I can't, click it again. So that means you've submitted it and you're good to go. So we're gonna hit cancel real quick. So now what I'm gonna show you is how to copy that review over to Stitcher. But before we do that, for bonus points, if you want, now when I told you that when you hit subscribe, it just downloads the latest podcast, again, this is for bonus points. You don't have to do this, but we'd greatly appreciate it if you did. If you go to my podcast, you can actually download all the episodes from the most recent one to our earliest episode. And when you click my podcast, you're going to see over here all your different podcasts you're subscribed to. Now yours, depending if you're brand new to this, may just have ours. Simply right click on our cover art and then hit download all. And then you'll see all of these circles rotating, and it means it's downloading all of the podcasts. From there on, it should just automatically download our podcasts as we release them, because you're subscribed. So if you subscribe at episode number 28, it's going to continue to download from 28 onwards. But for bonus points, come over here to your podcast and download the 27 previous episodes. We would greatly appreciate that. So next step is we're going to go to Stitcher. So I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to go back to our subscribe instructions page. And if you scroll down, you'll notice we have how to subscribe to the Bucket List Life podcast and write a review on Stitcher. So we simply open up our Stitcher account over here by clicking that link. Again, you could just go to Stitcher and search, but much easier to come to our page, click Stitcher here, or you could click Stitcher over here on the sidebar. So here we are on our Stitcher page. Now this one is very simple. All you have to do is scroll down to the bottom. Well, I shouldn't say simple. They do kind of hide it. And right here above all of these ratings and reviews, you go over here to write a review. So you click that. Up here again, click 5 stars, assuming you love us and you love our show. Then for the review title, we just grab what we posted for our nickname, or nickname goes down here. For the review title, let's see, what should we put in here? We could come up with something fun like, let's see, the swaggiest podcast out there. Boom, since my nickname is Swaggy Panda. There we go. And then for the review, let's see, copy our information again. Again, you could open up iTunes. Like, let's say you typed it out and you didn't save anywhere. Just open up iTunes, go back to our podcast, click the write a review button, and copy your information from there that you wrote the review on. So I'm going to paste it in there. Good to go. Then you got to put in an email. So I'm going to pause this. Oh, I got a little typo. Oops. Oh, well. Mistakes happen. So I'm going to pause this while I put in my email, and then I'm going to post the review. So 1 second. All right, so after I typed in my email, all I did was I clicked post a review, and in this case, it actually does say your review was submitted. So Stitcher is nice in that it tells you, yes, you did the right steps. So we're good to go. Stitcher takes much longer. Stitcher can actually take up to 7 days for the review to finally come through. For me, it's showing it immediately simply because it recognizes my computer and that I wrote it from this computer. To the public, it's not going to show up immediately. It's pending. It says a few days. For us, we've noticed it takes like 7 days. So don't be afraid if it doesn't show up right away. If it said that your review has been submitted, you're good to go. Assuming you didn't write anything, terrible, with any bad language or anything, I would assume they will approve it. So once you're done with that, I believe you are done. And again, if you're watching this and it's still during the contest period, then what you want to do next is follow the instructions below this video to enter your nickname and your information into our contact form. So that way we can put your name in the hat for the drawing for our contest. So again, we greatly appreciate these subscriptions, ratings, and reviews because every single one matters and it pushes us up in the rankings. And our message and our mission reaches more people all around the globe. At the time of this video, we're only a few weeks into podcasting and we're already in over 50 countries, which is absolutely incredible. So with your help, we're just going to keep growing and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So again, thank you for taking the time to watch this, and thank you so much for taking the time to subscribe, rate, and review to the Bucket List Life podcast. I'll see you next time.